Good and bad, we appreciate by contrasts. Happiness and suffering, appreciate by contrast. If there was no darkness, you would not even appreciate what light is.
Shakespeare said that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Clever guy. Alex, the Creator doesn't want us to act like them, act like, really irrational people.
Buddy, they're all agents of the Creator, right?
We've got a Jewish friend here, but there is a code of conduct. But the code of conduct the Creator wants us to follow. The Creator has given us a particular set of operating system in ourselves, which we can operate within our moral behavior or our moral code. But He wants us to exercise our moral behavior within a set of boundaries which are acceptable. He doesn't want us to be mocking and sarcastic and insulting and denigrating and putting people down. He says, no. Even though we are able to do that because of your free will, the Creator doesn't want us to use that. He says it is not a good code of conduct. So when you see the exercising of these free will, it is not that the Creator is somehow defunct or doesn't exist. It is because the Creator has endowed within us this faculty of free choice. And with that free choice, we will be accountable for how we used it. Because we are created for a purpose. The Creator could have made us all perfect, like robots, right? Imagine someone wants to stab and it becomes butterflies. Someone wants to say something bad to you, wow, flowers drop up from his mouth.
Like that one.
Yeah, imagine.
Could we live in that world, please?
But in that world, there is a world where there will be all happiness, tranquility, joy and bliss, but that's the hereafter in paradise. You have to really work for it to go there. But if that happened here, then you would say, I have no free will, I have no free choice. I want to, these people, I want to just slap this guy because it don't make any sense. For example, right? Alex wanted to, but he can't. The moment he wants to slap his hand, butterflies and all these things. So you will say, like, where's my free will? So you will say that I don't have a free will.
Or perhaps I'd say, what am I doing thinking about stabbing people? Thank you for turning it into a butterfly and teaching me what an idiot I was trying to stab the fella.
Yeah, so...
You have lots of free will, but just not the free will to be a...
So free will not to do anything
person.
evil.
Yeah.
So then once you'll still find, if you have not free will to do anything evil, then what is the distinction between evil and good? Are you doing anything good or evil? Because you don't know what evil is. Because you can't do anything evil. So what you're doing, you don't even know whether it's good or not, because you think it's good. Good and bad, we appreciate by contrasts. Happiness and suffering, appreciate by contrast. If there was no darkness, you would not even appreciate what light is.
Shakespeare said that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Clever guy. Yeah. But this is something that is generally understood, in our understanding of, this again, some kind of the comparison and contrast. We can appreciate the world. Beauty and not beauty and so on, you appreciate. Come on, Alex, of course. He knows that very well. So we go by...
I think I'm...
of course.
You're the first person to ever say that.
So when it comes to multiple causative agents of our universe, it doesn't seem rational to subscribe to that view. In fact, the view which is most rational is that there is only one absolute entity who possesses will, intent, and of course power. We can go even beyond that and we can say, what else does that agent, the originator of the universe, has as a sort of characteristics? Will, of course, the intention. Power has to be. Without energy and power, you can't be. Self-awareness has to be, otherwise, you're back to your kitchen example, nothing's going to happen. When you have self-awareness, when you have power, and then you have will, this is now becoming a personal agent. Like yourself making tea, a personal agent. When you have a personal agent, has a reason why he created us. So we are talking about a personal agent who has certain understanding of things. So we say our speculation may give us an understanding of our originator of the universe, but the only infallible way that we can be certain about why we're here, what are we doing, is by when the independent, absolute agent, creator, tells us, then we've been certain. Otherwise, I can say like happiness is the purpose of life, or having a cigar, or having friends. Yeah, that could be it. But people can come up with their own ideas of what is the purpose of life. That is why we say the purpose of life can only be known for certainty, with certainty, when our originator tells us. When the infinite, independent, absolute tells the finite, limited, independent, then we can be certain. That makes sense, doesn't it? And this is how we say the absolute creator has sent us guidance throughout times as prophets and messengers, warn us to tell people how should they live their life, how should they have the relationship between them and their creator and their fellow created human beings or other things. The environment, for example, are you going to just cut the tree just because you want to like it, or you're going to be responsible for a bad action you're doing? So in Islam, we have to look after the environment, let alone people, whether they're poor or rich and so on. So there is a whole do's and don'ts for a reason, so that we operate within this life to be successful here and successful in the hereafter, because that's why we are placed here. We could have been placed directly into the place you said, like happiness, without any of the, love and the feeling of joy and bliss and tranquility. But that is something that we need to make sure that with a free will agent like ourselves, that we deserve to go to there, rather than deserve to go to a place of where we will be punished for our disobedience or our what's called arrogance and stubbornness in terms of rejecting the truth. So Quran is something that I would advise you or recommend you to look into, where ask yourself, if this Quran is not from God, what do I expect it to say or expect it to have information about? You can have falsification tests for it, to disregard it. I mean, am I going to believe Harry Potter is the book of God? I'm not. Firstly, it doesn't say it's from God, so why am I going to even bother? Yeah? So any book people bring to you, you're not going to say, okay, maybe it's from the creator of the cosmos. It needs to demonstrate. It needs to give us something that our heart and our mind will be content. Our heart and our mind needs to be content that this seems to be a piece of information or a book that I can, with some satisfaction and contentment, accept it's from God. But it cannot be from other than God. That is what we need to operate our minds.
So how did people put God's word into effect before there was books?
So
books are pretty new.
The information that we have from our Creator is from day one when human beings were placed on this earth. Our Creator has been sending guides, warners, prophets and messengers who tell people what are the purpose of life is, how should they live their life. Some of them came up with instructions as books. Some of them were just simply reminding what the other books was, the codes of life, the codes, you can say the divine guidance which are codified in a book form. So there are many books in the past. We believe that's the difference. The final book, the final guidance from God has been sent through the final messenger. So Islam is not a new religion. Islam is the culmination, the perfection, or the end of God's prophets and messengers and His message, His guidance, with the final prophet and the final messenger. That means every other prophet and messenger that came with the same message of subscribing and surrendering oneself to the will of that Creator. Do you not often surrender your will to say, okay, fine, you know what, I agree? We do. So we just simply need to surrender our will to the will of the one we can surrender to. Because if He's the one who created us, why am I going to be arrogantly saying, no, I know better how to conduct my life rather than the one you created me? Yeah? The one who created, the one who manufactures a piece of, something like a camera or a phone, whatever that might be, right, are in a better position to tell you how to operate it, how it will function best. Imagine now this is not waterproof. I try to now film underwater. It's going to get damaged. It's not going to work. Human beings, we need similarly how to operate how to operate our life in this mess that you have seen earlier on.
Right.
Really, seriously.
Right.
Because people need to know how best to conduct our lives. Because sometimes with our own speculation, with our own gut feelings, with our own, wishy-washy thinking, we can really be seriously in error and jeopardize the whole of human race, let alone whole of the earth.